wasn't grown up in but I wasn't grown up in
Hello, you guys. I originally wanted to record this video in a park. I wanted to take a walk in the park and just tell this story, but it's raining out, so I'm just sitting in the car again. I wanted to tell you guys a story about an incident that happened yesterday. It's story time. I was in on an investigation of a presumed haunted place. I wasn't leading the investigation. I was really not even heavily involved in the investigation, but needless to say, I was a part of it. It was reported to the group that someone had experienced being pushed, and there was no one around. They were physically pushed very, very hard and lost their balance. That same person had reported a couple of months ago that they saw a full-bodied apparition running through the place and out the door. There have been numerous reports from different individuals about seeing apparitions, being touched, pinched, pulled, yanked. As I had explained to you guys in a previous video, that's where my limitation is. We investigate presumably haunted places, but once we identify it as an unsettled, angry, violent, live entity, then we have to turn that over to someone else. And that's what ended up happening. It has been conclusive that the live entities, and when I say live, I don't mean as in with the living, I mean live as an active, current, real-time energy. When you deal with the occult, as I do, you always have to be aware of what you're possibly dealing with. And you always remember this. If you ever decide to go ghost hunting, or you're over someone's house, or even if your own house is thought to be haunted, your intentions is everything. You have to state your intentions, whether you state it verbally, or you write it down on paper, or through your actions. You can't just decide to go into a place and just start investigating. You really have to be organized. You have to protect yourself. If you notice, I wear crystals around my neck to protect what I feel is protecting my throat and my heart chakra. If I was going on an active investigation, I would have more protection, but just for the sake of everyday living, this is serving me well. But you have to take an investigation seriously. I'm going to, in the future, really soon, I'm going to take you guys on an investigation with me. And I hope really soon, if I can figure all the technical stuff out, I'd like to take you guys on a live investigation, meaning as it's happening, I will go live. And I think that would be a lot of fun, but also keeping in mind of confidentiality. If it's someone's private home, I can't share that. If it's a business, sometimes they'll let me share the inside of the business, but it all really depends on the circumstances. But I hope to be able to go live and show you guys the proper way to do an investigation. I've been doing this for a really long time. Oh my goodness, a really long time. And I've seen some things and I've heard some things. The creepiest thing that I've ever experienced was an EVP. I was investigating a business, and I just happened to, when I came into the business, I just happened to be, I had my recorder on, and I asked the business owner if it was okay to continue. I didn't realize that didn't turn it off, so I had it on, and then we sort of, you know, we sort of proceeded to walk around the facility, the business, and that time my daughter was with me, and my grown daughter, I should say. I would never take a child on an investigation. We heard in real time a man's voice, and there were clearly no men in the building. It was a small building. There was no television there, no radio. There was no sound coming from anything that we could figure out. And I couldn't tell what he was saying. But the owner of the business had just explained to us that her boyfriend was killed in a motorcycle accident. She had a hard time getting over that. And she was very much into hauntings and that sort of thing, but not necessarily sharing the same views as me, but she just sort of had her own views. So everyone that is into the paranormal does not share the same views. Keep that in mind. So she had built an arch in her parking lot, and across the street was a church. And she told us that she was inviting the spirits from the church to come through the arch and go into her business. And that, a lot of that is symbolic. So I kind of looked at my daughter, and I was starting to feel a little uneasy, like this was something that we weren't interested in being involved in. It wasn't a paid job. It was just circumstances that led us there. So at her business was I can't really say what her business was, because I don't want to just throw someone out there. So she said she didn't hear the male's voice, but my daughter and I clearly heard it. So I said to her, "Well, wow, I just so happened I have my recorder going. Let's play it back." Played it back, and you could hear crystal clear. And I don't have that recording anymore. This was when I was first doing investigations, and I didn't keep that much of the things that I would consider evidence. But clear as day, a man said, "A way in. This is what we want." And when he said want, it sort of trailed off. Want. And that really creeped me out. So after we left the building, my daughter and I, we played the recording back over and over, just listening and trying to figure out what that was. And we came to the conclusion that by the way, we had, inside of her building, we saw an altar set up in her closet in the room where we heard the man's voice. And the altar had whiskey, had different types of alcohol and different ornaments there. And we just kind of put it together that she was inviting the spirits in, his in particular. And that was her, I guess, her way of coping with losing her boyfriend. Losing someone in death is really a difficult thing to deal with. It feels so permanent. It can be a lot of times very shocking, and people will do whatever they have to do to keep that person in their life. I have lots of different feelings and different views about death and communicating with someone that has passed away. First of all, I don't think that you can communicate directly with someone that has passed away. There are ways to communicate with them, but not the way you communicated with them when they were living. Clearly, after a person passes away, sometimes they're cremated, and there goes the vocal cords and those sort of things. So, um, logically, they wouldn't be able to communicate the way they used to. But there is something that allows a certain type of communication. That's for sure. I can vouch for that. Sometimes when we don't understand something, when we don't know, we say it's wrong, it's demonic, it's horrible, you're not supposed to do that. Sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes the case is it might ease your grief to talk to someone who is a medium, who is able to make that connection. And remember, all mediums don't think alike. All people who are clairvoyant do not think alike. There is no clairvoyant Bible or clairvoyant Quran, or there's no clairvoyant holy book of dictation. It is something that each individual adopts for their own belief. But I wanted to share that with you. I wish I could tell you more about this investigation. It was incredible. There were so many things that were tangible that I would like to share with you, but for confidentiality reasons, I cannot. Plus, I wasn't the lead in the investigation. I was really just fifth, sixth down the line, in a position of observing and just as a consultant, basically. If you feel like you have something in your home or in your place of business or on your land that is active, that is in the present moment active, not residual energy, but present energy that feels negative, that feels abusive, confrontational, the best solution is to first have someone identify what it is, someone that really knows what they're doing. And once you do that, you can use different things that might work for your situation. If you're a religious person, and once again, I am not religious, but if you are a religious person and you are, say, a Christian, for example, you may get some sort of closure from that activity by reading out loud, reading your Bible out loud, making it known and present your intentions. Remember, intentions is everything with this. Make it known that you are not welcoming this type of activity. And if you were before, you've changed your mind or whatever, you're not welcoming it now. Make sure that any type of ritual that you decide to do, make sure you have a window open to allow the energy to flow out. And once again, that shows your intention that you don't want it there. There are many ways of so-called cleansing your place. You could use sage, use the four corner method. As I mentioned, it just depends on what you believe, and it mostly depends on your intentions, your way of thinking, your train of thought. I hope this helps anyone that's dealing with something like this. Remain strong. If you live by yourself, make sure that you are connecting with people in your family, your friends. Make sure you're connecting with others. Don't just stay within the home and be quiet about it. Make sure you're letting someone know. If you have a family, make sure that your family is safe, especially if you have children that are very young, because they can see things and experience what we can't anymore. I think I'm going to make a part 2 of this video. I'm not sure exactly how soon, because I would like to demonstrate some things for you, and I may not be able to do it in my next vlog, but I will try my best to follow up with this video through demonstration. I think this is Vlogmas Day 10. Is it already? It's so busy you guys. It's so busy. Cars are everywhere. People are everywhere because they're shopping. They're trying to get going for Christmas. They want that perfect that perfect white Christmas with snow and glittery lights and uh, the sound of children opening up presents and being very happy, and the smell of pumpkin pie and sweet potato pie, sugar cookies, and gingerbread. Uh, it reminds me a lot when I was little and we fully uh, had a so called traditional Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. This is Tomorrow again, wishing you the best of the best. Remember, in life, no matter what you're doing, intentions is everything. Intention is everything. So make sure that you are clear within your heart what your intentions are. Thanks.